I was delighted to have the opportunity to watch Charmaine's mock interview with Terry. First off, I just want to say that I agree with Terry. Charmaine did an excellent job and is obviously qualified. And if I were in the hiring manager, I would recommend strong hire. Terry is a very good interview. Was a great choice for this, asked excellent questions. I enjoyed the calming tone that Terry brought to the interview. As Charmaine began, the first thing she did was excellent. She thanked the interview warmly, and that's exactly the right thing to do in the interview. I'm going to talk about some other things that Charmaine did well in the interview, and then go over a few things that could be improved in future mock or real interviews. Going through the questions that Terry asked, the first one that Terry asked was for Charmaine, tell me about yourself. This is a good opportunity for an overall career narrative. And Charmaine used this opportunity to bring in some of the things that I said I'd be looking for in an interview. A story and that was relevant to the job and conveyed experience. And those were both evident in Charmaine's answer to this. In addition, Charmaine talked about interest in the job and how her interest in healthcare and building digital tools that helped people. And so that showed that she wasn't just looking at this as any other job, but that she had direct interest in the particular job that was being interviewed for. And finally, relevant experience, talking about AI, talking about leading digital teams, and talking about SEO. In the second question, I was a little worried that Terry was confusing project management for product management, but he did mention product management later on, so I think he knew what he was doing. And the answer was excellent, talking about things like incremental delivery. This is something that's very important and aligns with the way that a product is delivered successfully. And also talking about metrics. These are important and relevant to this kind of job. One of the strongest answers was what Charmaine would do when there was a problem, using data and talking about emphasizing small wins. But I also want to mention, before I finish talking about the good things, is how well Charmaine answered the question about developing a team and mentorship and emphasizing psychological safety. These are all things that are really relevant to the role that she is interviewing for. For things that I thought Charmaine could improve, in particular, I think the first answer could have been a little bit more focused and shown could have been a little bit more concise. Conciseness was one of the things that Charmaine was asking me to evaluate. And I thought that it could be a more coherent narrative and sort of directly answer the question and allow the interview to get more into specific questions. Some of those stories that Charmaine was talking about would have been great later on in the interview. But overall, I thought that Charmaine's performance in this interview was excellent, and I think that other interviewers will think so as well. Thank you.